Welcome back to the channel. It's another one here with BBA, and today I am in Walsall, and the Knife Angel has turned up in Walsall. I believe it's here for around about 4 weeks or something around about that length. Don't hold me to that, but I think around about 4 weeks. And within this monument there is 100,000 knives that have been taken off the streets, and I believe this has been actually touring around the UK since 2018, and it's meant to provoke people into talking about knife crime. So as you can see, the only thing on this that aren't made out of knives is the hands and the head and the frame that's holding it at the back. As you can see, these are all blades from knives. And then it's part of the James Brinley Foundation. And there you can see the website, email address and the telephone number for that foundation, if anyone's interested in finding out more information about it. But yeah, so I've decided to come down here. It's meant to provoke people, as I said, into talking about knife crime. So I was thinking about coming down here and seeing if anybody is willing to talk a little bit on camera about their thoughts on this, what their first thoughts are on it, what they know about knife crime, if they know anyone that's maybe been a victim of knife crime or themselves, and see if actually people are willing to engage in some conversation. So we've been trying to get people to talk. I've had a couple of conversations with people off camera. It might be the camera, so people are engaging in conversation, but just not in front of the camera, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I've had a few conversations. I don't know if it'll pick anything else up. I'm going to stick around a bit longer, see if I can pull a few people in to talk, and I guess I'll bring this back. I basically want to ask a few questions about this. What would be your first thought on this? When you first see this monument, that's what it's meant to be, what do you think?
That's all the noise what was on the streets.
100, well, there were 100, just some.
Just some. That's mad. This is the worst area for it. This kid's getting stabbed by kids every day. There's a stabbing down here.
Every single day, bro.
Every day, you don't hear about it on the news. Like a sort of getting robbed, stabbed. It's bad.
Does that make you feel like you should carry a knife yourself? Because I don't carry a knife, right? But when I look at that, I do want to, I'll be honest, I think to myself, do you know what?
For your own safety.
If there's that many on the street, then am I better off carrying one? Because if I was to be a victim of knife crime, I want to know that I've got an even chance. A bit like America with guns, yeah? The whole point of guns is to bear arms. I'm not saying I'm promoting knives. I'm just saying that it does make me, for a split second, think, do you know what I mean? So, and do you know anybody that's been a victim of a knife crime, or have you been one yourself? Or
yeah, obviously been people, but
I know a few people.
To be honest, mate, round here, you probably won't find anyone who don't know anyone. You know what I mean?
Everyone knows everyone around here.
See, I spoke to 2 young lads that said they were friends with Bailey that died earlier this year. And they were just saying to me that actually it was like, you've probably walked past about 10 people today, around about my age. He said they're probably carrying a knife. And I was like, nah, man, not 10 people. He was like, bro, 10 people. He said, maybe even more. He said, but definitely.
Yeah, it's right, man. It is right.
Honest to God, like I said, you won't believe everybody is there now for knives. It's ridiculous, man.
That's what I mean, man. At least every day there's a kid or stabbing.
West Brom College as well. Man, there's someone getting stabbed up there all the time. How many metal detectors you walk in?
Right. I don't know how old you are, but you look quite young lad, right? 17, yeah. Is there anything like, when I was a kid, right, I went down the wrong path, yeah? But one thing that did stop me for a little period, yeah, was something like a youth club.
mates.
Are there things like that? Do they still exist? Because I go up and down the country, and a lot of people say they don't exist.
Probably when I was in primary school.
When I
myself.
was younger, there was.
That's what I mean. There was a few youth clubs when I was in primary school, but no.
Because I know you've got like the bowling alley now, yeah?
Yeah.
You've got
10
Ninja
quid.
Warriors, but
Yeah.
things like that will cost money, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think we took out, me and the missus took the young lad for his birthday to a Ninja Warriors, yeah?
Yeah.
Him and his friend, cost a fortune. Now, apart from those kind of things around here, what is there for young people to do?
Oh, mate, that's on the streets.
That's on the streets, man. Get involved in the bad life. Like,
Fight each other over a postcode.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stupid things like
Smads.
that.
What's the silliest thing you've known somebody be stabbed for?
Over a postcode.
Over a postcode.
Literally
bro.
over a
Literally
postcode.
Over a
Just
postcode.
where they're from.
Where they're from, or who they chill with, bro. Who the mates with. Like where they're from.
Mate, you know, if
It's
there was
fucking
something
stupid,
round
bro.
there for him, like you said, it probably, all right, they're going to solve it all, but
No,
it
no,
solves
but-
some,
Yeah.
you know.
Of course, man.
It didn't
Some
stop
kind
me
of-
doing. It didn't stop me doing what I did. But you know, on those
Some
2-3
kind of free
days,
thing, like, you know.
for those 2 hours that it was open, I
Yeah.
was in there rather than
Exactly,
doing
on the
what I was
street
doing
to make-
before. Yeah?
yeah, yeah.
Do you understand? So
That's
that's all it's about, trying to get people on camera,
It's
engaging
true.
and finding. Because I do like live streams, yeah,
Yeah.
where I'm always telling people my opinion
Yeah.
on what I think we should do
Yeah.
and what people on the street are thinking.
Yeah.
But to be honest, that's
Take a
just my
picture of that so
opinion.
we can follow it, we can get him up and
Yeah.
follow him. Oh. Right.
What type in Bear Britain audits.
I just take a picture of it.
Yeah, just take a picture, we can look, and follow you or whatever.
But yeah, sound like I say, that's all it is really. I just wanted to know what you thought. And
Right, like I said, if there was something round here for him, it ain't going to solve everything, but it would solve a bit, but it would need to be free because, look, obviously, everybody's struggling at the minute, aren't they? You know, like you said.
What do you think? What do you think would
you need
change?
money.
Yeah, but what do you think could be done to change? Not like it's never going to stop it,
Yeah.
but what can we do to try and bring? Because there's a lot of it, right?
Well-
So what do you do to bring that level down?
Well, a lot of the youngers look up to the oldest, and if they go to a place like that, and they've got people in there who've been there,
Yeah,
doing it,
they
blah,
think,
blah,
yeah,
blah.
I'm going to get myself involved in that.
I can actually like coach them a little bit, just like, you know, be there, just tell them what path they're going to end up doing. I think it would help with some, not much, but some.
But some, yeah.
You know, so if that's even if it helped with one.
Because you know, like youth
you
clubs
know.
as well. Another thing, I actually, my mum done well with me. But one thing as well, I'll give credit to the youth clubs for.
Yeah.
Was a lot of people come from broken homes where actually home was real shit.
Yeah, man.
And the only time they actually felt like they had somebody to confide in
Yeah.
was actually the people that run the youth club.
Yeah.
They would be there every time because it was an escape from home.
Yeah.
Now, like you just said, if there's not that, there's
Nothing,
these
mate.
people that are in those homes
Yeah.
where there's maybe things like domestic violence and things like that.
Yeah.
They've not got an outlet anymore to go to
They
try
end
and
up
get an
doing
escape,
outs.
if you like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which means then what happens is you'll have an older set of generation
Yeah.
that are already got the drugs
Yeah.
doing this, that will then approach the younger one that's coming from the broken home and go, here,
Yeah,
I'll take you under my wing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they're getting what they
protected.
needed from a youth club instead from the next drug dealer.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And then they now feel like somewhat they've got something.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. You're like, well, that's how I felt. I know there was a couple of times where, I've done wrong stuff. I sold cannabis, right? That I've done things like that. And
None of us
Everyone saw
fucking
cannabis.
but at the age I was doing it, I was always doing it for the ops. So as an older guy now, I'm
Yeah.
thinking the only reason they got me to do it was because if I got caught, they didn't get caught, man.
Yeah.
If I got caught, I'm getting a lighter sentence
Not
than
there.
them. Do you know what I mean? And if I open my mouth, I'm probably getting one of these 100,000 knives in my fucking stomach.
I'll tell you the fucking.
Do you understand? So,
It is. Like I said, if there was something for the kids, man, even if it helped one, you know.
Of course.
It is, man. Rather than them walking around the streets like this. You bang on right with broken homes and that shit like that. That's exactly how it happens, man. It is. You're never going to stop it, but, you know,
Sad to see
there ain't
though,
nothing.
yeah, man. Yeah.
They've got no guidance at
Yeah.
the minute. All they've got the guidance is the oldest, what them saying.
Yeah, the older generation.
If they had different guidance, then, you know.
But like another reason I do this stuff, right, is because I haven't done enough of it, but I've started doing more of it. Is
Yeah.
once I get opinions and stuff, yeah. Do you know where else I'm sending this to? Walsall Council. Walsall Council, which is why I'm asking you the questions I'm asking. Things like youth clubs, is there enough of them? Because if not, it's all right them sitting there and saying we've paid the money for this to sit here for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But actually, if you really want to make a change, then give us some buildings back, put some ink in it.
Plenty empty buildings around here.
There is, right, there's
There
plenty.
is.
Turn something small into a youth club,
Yeah.
provide these services for
Yeah.
youngers so they've got another they've got another option.
Yeah.
At the moment, they don't have that option. They're not providing it. But the council want to tell you, oh, we're doing this, we're trying to tackle down on that, we're putting more police on the streets.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, when I was walking through it the other day,
Yeah.
and I see 13 coppers all walking side by side with each other, what does that do? Apart from put intimidation into the people that are trying to do their shopping, while someone's committing a crime somewhere, because they've just seen 13 coppers in the middle of town, so they ain't gonna... Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're trying to tell you that they're doing stuff for the community, but they're not doing shit.
Nothing for the kids.
Do you understand?
Well,
So
I'll tell
now
you
it's
what.
about time that people like myself come out, we start asking the questions. Yeah, your opinion's as valuable as my opinion.
Yeah.
Your opinion's as valuable as his opinion, and your opinion is as valuable as her opinion. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of us are the people that pay money into the council for these services, and we ain't got none of them.
£3.5 you know.
Well, you know what? You know the only one place who does actually do something is there's a mosque down the road there on Stafford Road,
Right, okay.
and they have like boxing there some days, like different things. Like obviously the people of the mosque don't do that, but anyone's welcome to be there. as
Right,
well.
okay, that's
But
interesting to know.
That is the only one place I know of.
And where's that, sorry?
It's just down here on Stafford Road.
Stafford Road,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I might actually try and contact them to see if I can
Yeah, because
find out about them.
they do it. Like obviously, any kids are allowed in it all, you know, and so that's good. That is the only one place I can think of.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Alright, Sal, man, well, I do appreciate your time, buddy.
problem,
Cheers
mate.
anyway, yeah?
Cheers.
Sal,
See you
mate,
later.
thank you ever so much.
We're gonna.
Well, that's the first couple of people that have been really willing to speak in front of camera. I've got to be honest, and I've been stood here probably over an hour now. It's absolutely freezing. I am going to go get a cuppa in a minute if no one else is willing to talk. I'll come back here. There's the lights are meant to go on as it gets dark, so there'll be some light effect if I have to come back then. Okay, so I am met right now with a lady who is a resident of Walsall. Born and bred Walsall?
Born and bred.
Born and bred. If I could ask you, what was your first thought when you see this?
It just, wow. I knew what it was, but I've never seen it in life, real life. I knew what it was about.
Yeah. And knife crime, is knife crime something in your area that's a problem in your local area?
A few years ago, it was definitely a shock if someone got stabbed. Now, it seems to be every week we hear about it, and it's round about us all the time. Little kids carrying knives. I don't understand why they take a knife out in the first place, because if you're not going to use it, why take it?
Do you think you put yourself at risk by just carrying one? Because on the basis of, like you said, surely, right, if you carry something but you're not prepared to use it,
Yeah.
but someone's prepared to use that against you
Yeah, definitely.
because you've got one, then potentially that would be a danger, right?
Definitely.
And I know we touched on it just off of camera there, but is there in your area, is there anything like youth clubs that you know of? Is there any
God,
community outlets for these youths to go to keep
No.
them off the streets?
No, absolutely not.
No, because I know we've got the bowling alley, Ninja Warriors, they're all quite new.
They are, but people haven't got the money to go into those places.
So you'd say probably the people that come from maybe a bit of a wealthier background financially,
Yeah,
okay for them,
okay for them.
but those that probably come from a more deprived part of the community,
Yeah.
they're left with nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go, so they just roam the streets, they look for trouble, and 9 times out of 10 they get the trouble.
And what about things like police presence? Do you feel like there's enough? Do you see enough police within your community on the streets?
No.
Because they say that they've Inspector Dolby of Bloxwich Police Station.
Right.
He actually said in a video of mine not long ago, maybe going back a couple of months ago, he actually turned around and said that they've kind of doubled the amount of police on the streets. They've brought in more and put more people on the streets. I was just wondering, again, and the only way I'm going to find this out is by asking residents, have you seen an increase in police presence?
No.
No?
They knocked down Walsall Police Station a few years ago, don't know what they're going to be doing with that land now. And I believe Bloxwich is shut between certain times. If I needed the police and it wasn't a 999, I wouldn't know where to phone. No, police ain't a presence. Not round Walsall.
Do you have much faith in your local police?
No,
What about your local council?
absolutely not.
And this, as I was saying to you again off camera, this is meant to provoke. This is meant to provoke people into speaking, open up conversation about knife crime. Do you think having this here is going to have an impact going forward when this leaves? Do you think this being here for the 4-6 weeks this here is going to have an impact going forward on knife crime in Walsall?
No.
No?
Once it's gone, people just forget about it.
Right, and I've got one last question, if you wouldn't mind. Do you know, or have you been a victim, or have you had anyone in the close, immediate family, or any friends that have been a victim of knife crime?
Friends of friends.
Yeah, so
If you like. Not absolutely direct, thank God.
of course. Well, thank you ever so much for your time. I do
Well,
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. So it would seem I've been stood here for hours, and not many people want to talk on camera. Plenty of conversations off camera, but not many on. This is it, obviously lit up at night. It was quite nice lit up at night, to be fair, nice lighting effect. Right, so we have another resident of Walsall here, taking the time to speak to me for a moment. I do appreciate it. I just wanted to ask you a couple of simple questions, and that is, what was your first thoughts when you see this? I know you said you've seen this before today,
Yeah.
but what would have been your first thought when you see this?
I think it's very striking. The fact that it's made of knives, and the history of it. It's very, very striking.
Is knife crime a problem within the area that you live in?
It crops up from time to time.
Yeah, so would you say Walsall's got quite a high knife crime?
I think it's increasing everywhere, but Walsall, particularly the town's not good at the moment.
Do you think having something like this in Walsall is going to have a lasting effect on the people? Do you think that people will actually take anything from this, and it will have a positive impact in the future of Walsall?
I think it may well do, because it brings it home, doesn't it? The amount of knives that are in the Angel.
Yeah, because
the amount of knives that have been on the streets.
Yeah, because it's meant to provoke. The whole reason of this today is meant to provoke people into conversation about knife crime.
Yes.
So as I said to you off camera, it's all just about going around, hearing from members of the public,
Yeah.
and hearing from you guys, with no influencer from myself,
Yeah.
mainstream media, your councils, your authorities. Just basically, I ask you a few questions, hear back from you. So that's what today's about.
Yeah.
What about the police? Would you say, do you see enough of a police presence within your community?
No.
You don't. And what would you say that you have
The
faith?
bodies on the streets are a thing of the past. You don't see many walking about now.
No. Would you say you have faith in your police force?
I do really, but
You
I
do?
think a stronger presence
Is needed.
is needed to be a deterrent,
Yeah.
because there's knife crime that's not in your face really, but there's no deterrent on the streets. You don't see bodies on the beat anymore.
I understand. And do you think that there should be harsher sentences for those that are even carrying? Forget kind of like using one, but those just in the possession of one. Maybe there should be. Do you believe there should maybe be harder sentences
Yes, I
for
do.
these people as a deterrent?
Yeah, let's stop slapping the wrists and making
Making an example.
Make an example of them. Yeah.
Okay, lovely. And just one last question, really, is what's your faith like with your council? What would your opinions be on your local council? Do you think they're doing enough? Could they do more? Do you feel? I know, obviously, you're an older gentleman, so you're not a youth of today.
No,
But
no.
do you know whether there's enough things like youth clubs and enough outlets for children and young teenagers to go to in order to be deterred away from the streets?
Because the community centres have been closed down, swimming baths on the decline. They tend to be big entertainment complexes out of town.
Yeah.
Which is okay if people have got travel, but you need more community stuff, not out of town.
So So I'll leave it on this. If you kind of could, if your local council was seeing this,
Yeah.
what would your message be to them, and what would you like to see them doing more of in order to get to the root cause of maybe tackling knife crime within your local community?
I think it needs a police presence on the streets.
It needs a higher police presence.
Yeah, definitely.
Lovely. Cheers. Well, I do appreciate your time, and thank you ever so much.
Okay.
Cheers. Thank you. Right, we're going to talk about knife crime. So the police don't want to stop and talk about knife crime, no?
They don't care.
They literally do not care. So we've just had 4 police officers walk past. 2 have gone that way. 2 have gone that way. I've literally been stood here for 4. In fact, let me have a look. I've been stood here for 4 hours now. And it's the first time I've seen a police officer walk past. The moment that I've tried to get one of them to stop, to have a conversation, engage in a conversation and talk about why this knife angel's here, they've decided that they don't want to talk. So, fantastic from the police. Fantastic stuff. So yeah, they've literally just come past. They've been stood here 4 hours. The first lot of police I see. Wanted to ask them a few questions regarding the knife angel and knife crime within Walsall, and they've just completely dismissed me and carried on walking. So there we are. There's one of the main. So they're the problem, or one of the problems. They don't even want to engage with members of the public about knife crime. Shame. So are you a resident of Walsall?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
I
so
have
thank-
been 44 years.
44 years. Well, thank you for taking a moment to talk to me, because I know it is cold. Basically, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the knife angel, and what your first thoughts on it were when you see it. What was the first thing you thought?
It was just today. We were going to our local, sort of our area.
Yep.
Going past it, and I thought, wow, that's wonderful. We need something like this to lift Walsall
And-
at Christmas.
Yeah. And do you think that this being here for 4 weeks, do you think that it will have a positive, lasting effect of the future of Walsall? So, do you think this will make people at least think about knife crime, and those that maybe think about carrying knives might maybe at least, I don't know, at least engage in conversation, or maybe think twice about even maybe carrying a knife?
Well, I hope so, because the message is very nice and clear and subtle and soft. When you look at this lovely monument, it just gives you an expression of calm and soft, an approach to humans in a humanity way.
Of course. And you said you've been a resident for 44 odd years of Walsall. Do you feel like knife crime's becoming a bigger issue here in Walsall?
100% it has. Worse to worse, yes.
And do you feel like there's a strong enough police presence on the streets of Walsall, within like your local area maybe?
In the local area where I have witnessed crimes myself, no, because where it's been reported, it's not been monitored around to see the dangers. But yes, it's improved a little bit now, because I'm passing that area most of the time. I feel a little bit safe now.
Okay, and also, do you have much faith in the police within your local area?
Personally, I do. Personal opinion.
Yep.
The reason I say that is people I've known, approached. I've been to some of the meetings where the gatherings of the police staff of the community, and that's where we've addressed issues and problems, and it's been looked into. So now I've got faith that they are listening to us.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And last and foremost, if your local council were to see this video, what would your message be to them? What would you like? Is there anything that you would like to see them tackling more of in Walsall?
I would, but especially the crimes itself of the knives. But yes, I would like the council to look and listen to the people, telling them, yes, there's a danger here, there's that happening there. I want them to put more emphasis and put some more towards, I think, more people, more police around, and to tackle all this. I think it's less of the danger people want, where they feel safe to travel and walk around in their own areas.
Of course.
I think they should listen to individuals.
Of course. Do you think, is there enough again, you're not a youth of today, neither am I, but from what you know of, do you feel like there's enough services for young teenagers, i.e. things like youth clubs, community centres? Are there things like this in your area which gives children another direction, another opportunity, rather than to fall into the life of the streets?
Yes, I have seen it, and I've seen it myself where youths have been attending, because I myself am used to be a community worker.
Oh, fantastic.
And I have seen youth, there is 2 in our areas, and I think that's amazing because it's very useful, it's friendly, and I've seen youth going in and out, and I think they've got like teaching centres where they're showing them how to sort of tackle all these crimes and support the other youths as well, not doing naughty things.
Lovely. Thank you ever so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, there's the knife angel, sorry, in Walsall, and it is the first time it's came here. But yeah, I'll look to do some more videos like this. I can't believe that I waited 4 hours for a copper to come past, and finally, eventually, when they do, we got 4 police officers, 2 that walked this way, 2 that walked this way. And when asked if they would approach and have a quick conversation about knife crime, they didn't want to. So you've got to ask yourselves, if this has been put here for members of the public to engage and provoke conversation about knife crime, then we surely want to see the police doing the same. I mean, why have the police not been down, engaging with the public and asking them for their thoughts? Why is it taking for me to come down here with a camera? But I guess that's the argument we seem to be using a lot with these councils and the establishment up and down the country. So, but thanks for watching, guys. Do give this a thumbs up for me, and thanks for watching. Leave your comments in the comment section, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Much love, God bless, and as always, people, peace out.